How to build an awesome cave house in Minecraft. Hi with you OnFade. In today's video I will show you how to Minecraft 1.14 build a house in a cave like I have right here behind me. If you build this survival from you will need a huge amount of dynamite and that's it. To begin with, I found a huge hill in which I want to place my house. Around me there are more rocks can be built in the rocks, but I want to settle in this hill. I like its location. First of all, I decided on the place of entrance to the future house, and now I make a cross like this. I put here 5 blocks of taunt and put inside the taunt radstone block. Bam! We already have a huge site. What I need to do is to go deeper and deeper into this rock and specifically develop more and more space to put it all inside. It's all very simple. You do 5 blocks of dynamite redstone block. Bam, and we have a huge space to build inside. When building caves like this, you need to understand before you start what you want to see in your house, how it will be, how many levels you want, and also need to understand what you still want to see inside. If you want to build farms outside the house, then the place under it is not to lay. If certain farms you want inside naturally rocks, then naturally need to prepare a place for them. But the advantage of huge caves is that we have under the ground is not limited space. We can dig into one and the other, and the third, fourth side everywhere will be a rock, but it will take even more time, and with such a constant edits you just get bored. For example, I know that here will be the entrance. It will be narrower. I will build it up. Here I will have a platform with very necessary things. Then over there I will have a warehouse. Somewhere here I will have an enchanting room. Somewhere here I will have some flower beds. Also I will have a lift here. So under the wall on this side, down the steps, and there will be another hinged tier above this platform, and the river will flow below. The most important thing now is to weed the inside. If you do not have a pickaxe in survival Neskov Coach Touch or a shovel that you can collect this grass, then I suggest that you just from the street to conduct it doggy land to the grass, and the grass on it will start to sprout and overgrow absolutely everything inside, but it will take time. This is in case you do in survival. If not in survival, just take the grass and start covering. Now I'm going to cover the whole cave with grass and you'll see how much it changes. And this is how it looks now with grass. Dynamite naturally I did not count, but I'm more than sure that it will take a very large amount of it to build something like this. Blago Dynamitica explodes very cool, breaks a lot of blocks, and it is already better. Now take the same water and pour our underground river, which will flow here on the bottom of the cave. I think that the rivulet here is also very much dilute a lot of things. You can somewhere further there to make an exit from it, but I will have just now like this. Yes, I like the way it came out at the bottom. Of course, you can also fill it with grass. You can even not only grass, you can still use other blocks, but in my case grass is more suitable here. So the rivulet is ready. There will be no passage, no bridge, absolutely nothing. We can go only here and the exit from the house, or up with this part. You can also somewhere here and make some kind of ladder, or put just the usual construction timber. It can also be very convenient to climb. And the most important thing in our case is that I have, for example, a surface and I go out from the other end of our hill. This is the most important. Why? Because you can make 2 entrances, if for example I need to the other. Why do not leave here and go back to the entrance and run around the whole hill? You can just as well make an exit here, but I dug here. Here I do not need an entrance. I wanted to show you where it will be located. Build stones. Here we will make another exit from our improvised base. This is how the stone looks, but the fact that it is just there is all in the stone. Yes, it is ugly. We now have half blocks, steps, fences. It allows us to chemically chemise so much that it's just a mother. Now we take a cobblestone stone, we take another cobblestone suede, we lay out a strip of blocks, which we will use in our case in the design of the cave. For example, this is your main workplace. I do not like when I have a stone everywhere. I will put 1 block here, different blocks, not so that not to natukave their large concentration in one place. You can even put a few blocks in a row, thus making a specific spot. For example, I have a letter G, because of cobblestones still laid out. Somewhere here of cobblestones I will put some blocks, then I'll put a suede cobblestone somewhere here, yes, cracked somewhere above. Maybe even here on the ceiling we'll put one cracked a little bit of coral and also like this andesite, because it's already brightening up. But we haven't started to use stepped half blocks. Okay, I put and there's one more fun. Somewhere here we'll put a paddle. The main thing is that you don't have a paddle. But in terms of half blocks and fences will work very well, and look how cool we have brightened up this site. In addition to all this, we also take cobblestone half blocks. We'll take andesite half blocks, stone half blocks. Stone half blocks are great. You can make the caves even smoother. I'm so happy. Look how much this place has changed compared to the other one. That was just stone, yes. And now get ready, go inside and look. Look how transformed the cave after I diluted it with different blocks. It's just inexpressible. I'm very happy with the result, and so enchantment. Arrange beautifully books. With enchantments very much all sorts of tricks can be invented in terms of their arrangement, decoration, and other stuff. But for example, I like to take lately steps or half blocks and somehow try to brighten up these shelves. For example, the usual put steps somewhere in a certain place will seem as if an empty shelf. Here is inverted somewhere here steps. The main thing to put one block above the necessary, that is, 2 blocks of these lower is specifically to be here was 30 levels of charms. And all that above can be quite normal like this half blocks close. In addition to all this, you can put some more books somewhere here in terms of shelves, somewhere next to it here. Put one more shelf somewhere here and dilute it all with a fence. The fence can be taken maybe even dark, well, and plus here we remove the blocks, put lights, and we will have a kind of lighting, specific and so on, in addition to all these books put here. Just like a shelf here, it's not a problem. We can put some chests. In these chests we will have to store important things for enchanting, maybe books, maybe something else. I like to put the chests on top of each other. It's always easy and simple. Let's hide the craft Verstachok inside here. And also put it on the cavalry, with everything in a row and maybe even 2 pieces with a reserve, to lie here in the corner for replacement. The chests are lined up. Now you need to make a nice border. You can use wood. In my case though, I'm going to use masonry. I really like to decorate this whole thing with stones, to give it a beautiful look, but the stones now very much merge with the wall, because we have all gray inside, so the stones themselves can also be diversified, using cracked areas, suede, somewhere here to add suede, here, cracked a few blocks, here we'll add one, here one tops, here one, and ready. Also let's take now the stone half blocks. We have a kind of suede stone half blocks. Now as far as I remember, suede must be found somewhere. There is a huge list of blocks such that now you have to leaf through a very long time, all already more or less decorative. We will have the most important place for storing resources. Somewhere here a row can be put a corner of potions. Well, and let's now estimate what I have left to add in this house. The enchanting room is there. The corner of potions will be, storage space will still resources, somewhere here I was going to do or here, even a place chests in order that there was that at hand you need to constantly, and shocker boxes, plus on the first floor, perhaps the bedroom with some more decorations. With this we will also deal with. I want to add a little bit of wood here. Without wood somehow it looks very strange. We need to at least some support from the wood to add, perhaps on the first floor exit to the opposite side and small decorations around the perimeter. Oops, look, as soon as we looked, okay, hello mate, you'll be the first inhabitant, today's caves, cool. Now somewhere here I'm going to sketch a little more watermelons, next to them pumpkins. I want to make here a little storage of these important things, let them be kind of handy, they will create. There is a kind of clutter here, yes, and in addition to all this to bring your small details, yes, in this building, we have stoves here, by the way, yes, auto stoves are not enough, here we have a blast stove, I'll put 2 blast stoves, now we'll put a quick farm for resource roasting, well, and a chest on top. It's a pity that the hopper can't split into 2 sides, it would be very cheater, and also some chests for storing the stuff that here will be overcooked. Also you can put shulker boxes. Also here next to each other I will put 2 smokers. These smokers will be for food, and this is for or blast stove only or, right, overcooking, so it's 1, 2, 3, everything, done. The chest here next to each other put, joined. It turns out, if you have a paired number of blocks, it is best to do in a paired number of blocks in the space, to make exactly a stove like this, if not paired. Do this, but it seems to take more resources, I did not count. Exactly, for example, here how much it took, 6 hoppers, well, here 2 6 in principle the same, but so it is wider, whereas our grinder, here there are stones sharply, let it also be a grinder, let's put, you can even 2 at different angles, well, and another anvil, maybe somewhere here a row, maybe even 2 anvils on top of each other, and the light, of course there is no light here. Let the light just hang from the fence, let the lamp hang like this, BOM, everything, there is light. You can put it a little bit higher, there is light, everything is very cool, there is also a lack of such a lamp. I will put the fence like this, dark, hang the lamp, everything, there is light here and here. Later I will switch off the night vision mode, and you will see how it will be. I'll make a portal from the very ground into the very top of this platform, and it turns out now quickly, click, everything, the portal is there, and now you can hide it beautifully here, in the stones, in all sorts of textures beautiful, not that I took, here like this, and a little more andesitica on the sides, a cobblestone somewhere here, one here, you could play with the design even more, but I do not see the point. Also let's take a fence, my goal is to show you how quickly cool. Cave house behind the Babaka, pick, everything is ready, the lighting is there, I would prefer to make a room for sleeping somewhere here, and somewhere on the first floor too, so that if you want to sleep, you don't have to make a circle like this all the time, so there will be one room here, somewhere here there will be one room, and an exit, the room is ready, it's not too big to make it two, I think, the wooden floor will be enough here. It's just like this, we can even add some slats to brighten it up somehow. Here we have the edge of the cave, so we'll cover it with stones, so that we don't disturb anything. We'll put a double, ordinary sleeping bed, so that we don't have to worry. We came here, we want to fall down and sleep, we don't have to worry about left, right, it doesn't matter. I've put 2 lamps, we'll take an item frame, in one we'll put a sword, in the other we'll put a diamond kirkapuska, and besides that, we can also make at least some small plant, I don't think I'll hit my head too hard if I put 2 trapdoors here, and put on them, for example, a pot, yes, with some plant, and a skeleton skull, here a skull, here a pot, pots, ordinary trees, a small cozy stone tushka turned out, you can also brighten it up here in the corners. To make a volume, take an ordinary fence, only, for example, stone or andesite, now we'll understand, God, I'm lost in all these fences, where they went, probably in another tab, fence here, fence here, fence here, now we can sleep here. We need to make something similar on the first floor, the place for the bed is ready, I put it next to the rise, there's no time to add here, there's the edge of the cave, the outer wall, and we're climbing out, so we put grass here, we put a flower of the same plant here somewhere, well, I even think that we can just put ordinary plants here, we can cover it all with trapdoors, cover it all safely, click, click, that's it. It's done, make the floor light, I didn't take care of it right away, so we'll have to remove the beds, and we can also take these same trapdoors, maybe other ones, maybe the same ones, we can use such wooden ones, maybe raise the legs here, like this. I put a little bit different in tone fences, so that it would be clearly seen that the boiler itself stands on the legs of special otakaman, merge. In addition to all this we are now making a table, let's do, the table is up, block, up, everything, the table is there, next to the table there will be another boiler, somewhere here there may even be 2 boilers, let's put 2, well, and also chests in which resources will be stored. For this boiler, I think that everything will be cool, to make it look more or less as if there is a process going on here, you can collect bottles, stuff them here like this, and hang a lamp on top, maybe a little bit higher by 1 block, let it illuminate the workplace here. Here I will also dilute this fence with wickets, it does not look very pleasant to the eye for me now, and I am redesigning it so that I like it, and now I like it much more, very much so. You can also here on top of exactly the same, but dark fence, I would use the fence on the one from which we have the edge of the roof, put it, and again, I'll put the kalichka between the fence, so it will be micro easier, still a flat strip, remove the dwarf, removed the dwarf, dwarf, and dwarf, all, look how cool it looks. 1, 2, go inside. That's it, our balcony is ready. Now what's left is the hardest part of today's build, is to add decor here. What's the decor going to look like? I'm laying out the slings now, which is how I take a shovel and make these kind of paths right here. And one more lantern. The lanterns are nicely arranged, everything looks pretty, but there's not enough greenery and small little decorations. What kind of greenery? Just plain bone meal, where is it? There it is, confused. Diluted with it, just poke it everywhere on the areas where we have translucent grass. Poke it everywhere with bone meal. Like I've always said, the most important thing is that I, or you, when you build it, feel comfortable in your building. And then I'll call it my home. Yes, in real life, for example, I just need to bring my computer and chair into an empty room and that's it. I consider it my home. But in Minecraft construction, it's just the opposite. Now our cave looks much nicer than it was before. You can still tinker with small details. I will show you this after a short pause and you will see the final version of today's construction. After another 20 minutes of tweaking, I'm ready to show you the final version of my cave house. Come in here, right away the ground floor, there was a vault. Here you can walk along the platform, go to the enchanting room, down the stairs to the bottom, resource storage, auto furnace and everything else. We also have a room here to sleep, great. We go further down the stairs, go around all this and go to the stairs upstairs, it's here too. We get to another floor, a elevator rack, another place to sleep if you don't want to go downstairs, and a balcony to the street. Here on the balcony I didn't add anything, the most important work was done inside. I needed to add here column spacers, here the wood was very much missing, and these spacers gave a nice look to the building itself, and in addition to all this a lot of greenery, foliage and other small details in terms of colors of the pambuk, all these vines, cool. Everything in the end together with these combinations of textures, gray, green and so on, looks very cool. I hope that today's tutorial for you was very useful. You have discovered a lot of things for yourself and will use in their buildings. Be sure to put a like if it is really so, and also in the comments write what else I have on the version of Minecraft 1.14 for you to build. I will be glad to realize the most interesting ideas in the comments. With you as Anfania, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell. Most importantly, after subscribing, check the bell. Otherwise, after subscribing you will not be able to see new videos on my channel. YouTube will not show them to you. See you in the next episodes. Bye bye.